right, guys, welcome back to our SuperLook podcast. This is going to be episode 4. Today, I'm here with special guest Avea, and we'll be talking about cultural views and how they can mold and affect people's superstitions. Today's episode is brought to you by Butler Tech Podcast Studios, so let's take a super look. Weeping during the night. I definitely have some experience with this. My mom, I'd say, is very superstitious, maybe a little bit too superstitious. Me personally, I don't care. As long as I'm cleaning and it gets done, it's fine by me. But one time it was about 8 p.m. and she goes, "No, sleeping at night is bad luck." That had me very confused. I was looking at her crazy because what do you mean sleeping at night is bad luck? You wanted me to clean, so I'm cleaning. But I did some research, and in the olden days, there used to be no electricity. And so if the sun wasn't out, there was no light at all. And you could risk sweeping away valuables or anything that was of that. I'm just going to cut that out.
Value. And then our second topic is going to be the evil eye. As many of you know, there's many stories to the evil eye, many interpretations. But the evil eye actually originated from Southern Europe and Southern Asia. It comes from I want to say the religions over there,
I think it's
Judaism.
A little bit of Judaism. It's presented in a lot of religions, but the origin, I believe, was maybe Southern Europe and Asia, but more so Hinduism and maybe even Buddhism, because those are a lot of energy-oriented practices.
Mm-hmm. I know that because I'm Mexican, and so in Mexican culture, it's very a big thing. You can see a bunch of Hispanics, even just Hispanics in general. They'll have the red yarn bracelets with the amulet on them.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
And it's just it's a very big thing. It's seen as a good thing. Most people misinterpret it to be a bad thing. This is evil. Don't wear it. It's weird. But I mean, it's to protect you from evil that's present in your life.
Just because it has evil in the name doesn't mean it's attracting it. In fact, it's reflecting it. It's going to bounce off of you. So I think that's really cool, honestly.
And I also think people misinterpret it. They'll put them as tattoos, put them on their clothing, and that's not the purpose of the evil eye. The purpose of the evil eye is to take in all of the evil that's present in your life, and then it's kind of supposed to break. With your bracelets, it'll be 2 weeks, you'll have it on, and then it'll suddenly break. It's because it's taken in so much negative energy that it's done its purpose.
It's just absorbed so much envy, and then it breaks and you need to get a new one.
Right.
I think that we as a generation need to do more research on this kind of thing, because a lot of religious practices definitely get more mainstream, especially with TikTok and stuff.
Oh,
and
yes.
I like that people can learn about different practices that they may not know about before, but also do your research if you want to get into that stuff.
Especially because of social media, I feel many of these, especially the evil eye has been mainstreamed, and people aren't taking the time to research what it really is about, because I mean, you really don't know what you're getting into and what you're tapping into, because people are oh, well, it's nothing.
It's not nothing. Those 100 years of history don't say it's nothing.
Okay, so the egg cleansing is very big in my culture, Mexican American culture. So it's where you kind of take in a clean egg, and you start from the top of your head down to the soles of your feet, and this is used to kind of cleanse you of evil. You'll kind of you'll rub it all over your body, and then you'll crack it. I'm not too sure if it's in vinegar or water. I didn't research that. I probably should have. But you crack it in there, and then usually it's supposed to there's supposed to be things that float up to the top.
I think I've seen videos of that before, and sometimes the egg white will look a little cloudy once it's in the water.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll be tinted red.
Yeah, and so people we will do that if it's very commonly used for babies. I don't know, the people Hispanics are very worry of babies and them getting the
I like how they're very protective of the youth.
They're very protective. My younger brother, when he was first coming out, he would just cry and cry, and then they did the egg cleansing, and all of a sudden he was fine. I believe in this because I've seen it work. It's crazy. I don't know how it works, but it does.
All right, that's all we have for this episode today. Thank you for listening to SuperLook. I hope you enjoyed hearing about our topics that we brought to the table in this podcast today. Once again, thank you to our guest Avea, and this episode is brought to you by Butler Tech Digital Media Podcast Studios. Until next time, take a super look.